Let's give it up one more time for the MacEwan University Big Band. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, if you are able, I would ask that you please rise. At this time, I am pleased to introduce this morning's mace bearer, Dr. Linda Cook, Assistant Professor of Nursing in the Faculty of Health and Community Studies. Dr. Hook is carrying the university mace, which was donated to the university in 1997 by its namesake, Dr. Grant MacEwan, and it became the official mace in 2008. It is especially meaningful to the university as it was hand-carved by Dr. MacEwan. Further information on the mace and other convocation traditions can be found in your convocation program. Please remain standing now for the academic processional.
graduands, distinguished guests, members of the stage party, faculty, staff, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Sekulich, University Registrar and Marshal of Convocation. I begin our ceremony today by recognizing that we are gathered on the traditional lands and waters of diverse Indigenous peoples. Please remain standing and in respect. Remove all hats except mortarboards for the singing of our national anthem led by Ms. Haley Tomich. Thank you, Ms. Tomich. Please be seated. I declare MacEwan University Convocation open. It is intended to honor our 2016 graduates. We are honored to have you here with us on this occasion. The word convocation comes from the Latin word convoco, which means to call together by summons. It is traditionally used in connection with an ecclesiastical or academic gathering. Convocations are called for the conferring of degrees, diplomas, certificates, for special announcements, and for the recognition of outstanding achievements. So it is today that we call colleagues and friends together to honor MacEwan University's graduates and award recipients for Spring 2016 Convocation. Now I'd like to call upon the student member of our Board of Governors, Ms. Danica McConnell, to read the MacEwan University invocation.
Through learning, we flourish and help others to flourish. We stand here today on the brink of important change for ourselves and for the world. Inspired by the past, we now step forward to transform the future. Engaging with others, we cherish the diversity of experience within our communities and ourselves. Through perseverance, we excel. Through compassion, we connect. Through creativity, we thrive. Through knowledge, we grow. Through all of this and more, let us forge a legacy to nurture, to inspire, to endure. Moved by this spirit, strong in our knowledge, we move out into the world with open arms, open mind, and open heart. We pledge to leave the world better than we found it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McConnell. I will now introduce members of the stage party, and members of the stage party I would ask that you please remain standing once you've been called upon. Audience, I would ask that you please hold your applause until all members of the stage party have been introduced. I would like to start with Board of Governors Chair John Day, President Dr. David Atkinson, Provost and Vice President Academic Dr. John Corlett, and Academic Governance Council Vice Chair Mr. Chris Hancock. Would members of our Board of Governors, Vice Presidents, and Associate Vice Presidents please rise? I would now like to ask the Deans, Associate Deans, and members of the university's administration to rise. And now I ask representatives of each of our associations, faculty, staff, alumni, and student to please rise. Mace bearer, convocation speaker, and distinguished guests, please stand and be recognized. Will our distinguished proctor, Miss Yvonne Shelast, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Health and Community Studies, along with all faculty and staff of the university, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your stage party. This is your university. Please join me in a round of applause acknowledging them. You may be seated. I would like to now invite Board Chair John Day to bring greetings on behalf of MacEwan University's Board of Governors.
Thank you, Mike. Well, good morning, everyone. As the chair of the Board of Governors, I have the very distinct pleasure of welcoming you all to MacEwan University's Convocation ceremony. This is a privilege I look forward to each and every year. There's no greater honor than being able to take part in these ceremonies, which are always, in their own way, moving and inspirational. I'd like to welcome each member of the platform party, our distinguished guests, our award recipients, our faculty and staff, and most importantly, the class of 2016 and your families and friends. I'd also like to acknowledge our fellow board members who are here with us today, Danica McConnell, Andy Rhodes, and former board member Brittany Petruniak. Today is a day for reflection, for celebration, and excitement as you graduate from the Faculty of Health and Community Studies, and we're very delighted to share it with you. I've been honored to be part of 34 convocations now during my term as board chair, and to have congratulated well over 8,000 students who have crossed this stage. I appreciate how complex lives are, and for some of you, the journey to this point has presented unbelievable challenges. Your walk across the stage, your stories, your accomplishments will stay with me long after I'm gone. I'm nearing the end of my term on the board, and I'd like to take you back to 2010 when my journey started. These were early days for MacEwan University in its evolution as a university. The board, the administration, the staff, the faculty were anxious to move forward with new programs and new buildings. The changes since then have been truly remarkable. One of our goals since 2009 was to consolidate our campuses in Edmonton City Centre, and we're just 15 months away from that happening. When the Centre for Arts and Culture opens in 2017 in September, all of our students will be in the downtown core. The next major project will be the SAMU building, the Students Association of MacEwan University building, which is led by our very own students, and we're proud of that. A great deal of progress has been made by the students and the administration on this project, and we hope to be breaking ground in the spring of 2017. I'm a big proponent of Edmonton's downtown and what our downtown needs, and these buildings show that MacEwan has been extremely successful at anticipating the needs of our students and what will work in the city of Edmonton. Our degree offerings have evolved as well, matching demand from our students with the needs of Alberta's employers in the public, the private, the not-for-profit, and creative sectors. And we have done this in a measured way, making sure we have capacity that matches interest and need, then growing programs that build on our strengths. Our bachelor degree programs in communication studies, social work, psychiatric nursing, and music are perfect examples. And we're ready to introduce more: health promotion, design, fine arts, justice studies, and early childhood education. We absolutely know that this has paid off. 2 years ago, after becoming a university, we gained AUCC designation, the gold standard for Canadian university programs, which puts us on an equal footing with universities across Canada. Our president, David Atkinson, played a critical role in achieving this milestone, and I'm not sure we would have succeeded without his experience and his talent. Convocation 2016 has special significance for health and community studies. It is the last one for the faculty as it currently stands. In just a couple of weeks, the Faculty of Nursing will become MacEwan's 6th faculty. The time has come, and we know just how exciting this is for everyone associated with MacEwan's very successful nursing program. This also paves the way for the current faculty to focus their work in child and youth care, public safety and justice, human services and early learning, social work, and allied health and human performance. Universities are complicated places. Expectations are very high, and it takes a great deal of skill and expertise to guide a university to greatness. The Board of Governors is such an important part of this process. It's critical to have board members who bring very specific expertise to the governance of the institution and reflect the diversity of the faculty, the staff, and the students. I've been giving some thought to what makes MacEwan such a special place. For me, it boils down to relationships. Relationships between the board and the administration, between the faculty and the students, and between the students themselves. We've worked very hard to protect class sizes, and this sets us apart. It creates unique opportunities for you and your professors and instructors to know each other, to learn and grow together, and to develop ties that will endure. Class size is a foundational piece, essential to MacEwan's success, and one that I hope the next board chair and administration will work hard to promote and to protect. Our focus is always on the student experience, and with each new initiative, there's really just one question we always ask: what will this mean to our students? As an example, as great as the new Centre for Arts and Culture will be, we realized that it was going to be a long, cold walk for some of our students to connect to that building once it's finished in spring of 2017. We needed to make sure the new building wasn't isolated. We moved things around, found the money, and now a new pedway will link the new building to the rest of the city center campus. So September 17, you'll be connected. Just imagine the atmosphere on campus once we integrate our amazing arts community and the rest of the university. To go to a lecture, to hear a jazz performance, to hear a live band, to wander through the latest installation by our visual artist. This will enrich the MacEwan experience for all of our students. And just as important is the chance to cheer on the Griffins. Last month, MacEwan became the 17th full member in the Canada West Athletic Conference, and 2 weeks ago, we were voted as full members in the Canadian Inter-University Sport, CIS. This puts many of our teams in the big leagues, right where they belong. And our athletic program is rising to the challenge. As you know, women's basketball had us all on the edge of our seats with their incredible year, winning the Canada West Explorer Division regular season championship and making it to the Final Four. Women's soccer wasn't far behind with a trip to the Final Six. We all celebrated with them and are looking forward to the next season. When Rogers Place opens this fall, the MacEwan hockey program will become a home and will have a home in the community arena built as part of the new development. A home rink for our hockey team just past the east end of the campus. A sea of maroon and white in the stands. This will be a big deal for MacEwan. One thing I'm sometimes asked is whether I have any advice for graduates. You can be sure that your time in the Faculty of Health and Community Studies has given you the knowledge and the experience you'll need to succeed. But what will set you apart? In my experience, it all boils down to this: show up every day. Focus on being a good colleague. Focus on treating everyone with respect and civility. Be honest and ethical. It sounds simple, but there are times when it may be the last thing that you're interested in doing. My challenge is to do it anyway. Make it part of your core values. I can guarantee you it matters. Show up. Be a good colleague. Treat people with respect. And hand in hand with this is the reward that comes from turning your gaze outwards. Look outside your circle. Explore what your community needs to move forward, then step up to help. I can say with certainty, after many years of volunteering, that you'll gain a richness of experience and ability to see what's truly important in life. This sense of community is what I remember most about my time on the MacEwan University Board of Governors. It makes this institution great. And so many of you have already are showing the spirit already. So the student-initiated involvement in Homeless Connect Edmonton has been exceptional, giving students a chance to use their skills to offer health promotion to people who are either homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. The annual Wellness Conference for Psychiatric Nursing, students connects classroom learning with community providers who deal with mental wellness of Albertans every day. And through clinics and the many field placements, you've seen firsthand how your education can impact the community. I encourage all of you to take these experiences and build on them. You do have a unique ability to make a real difference in the lives around you. I've worked with many teams in my life, and by far the most rewarding experiences are really never individual experiences in my life. The memories that last are the team accomplishments. I must say that I've never experienced being on a team of 19,000 people before, but that's exactly how I remember my experience with MacEwan. We are all teammates, and I know of no other team like it. This makes MacEwan special. Before I close, I'd like to thank a few people. My colleagues in the Board of Governors, you have been an exemplary board, really the very best board I've worked with the best mix of skills and talent and commitment to the university. The administration, you're an outstanding team dedicated to both academic excellence and effective stewardship and resources. Our president, David Atkinson, has had very high expectations placed on him, and he has risen to the occasion time and again. I do believe that the university president has the most complicated and demanding job that you could have in education. The faculty and staff, one word, simply amazing. Our students and our faculty and our staff are the best I could imagine. I want to single out one, and that's Margot Batista, particularly because she doesn't like me singling her out, but I'm going to do it anyway. But she is the best in the business, and she's made my 6 years as board chair enjoyable. So thank you, Margot. And finally, the class of 2016, who represent the very best MacEwan University has to offer. The university, all of the people on the podium, and your family and friends are here because of you. It is your day, and the rest of us are your community, ready to cheer you on as you walk across the stage and into the next chapter. I wish each of you great success in your careers and your life. We aren't ending our association with you today, we're evolving it. My hope is you'll be proud alumni and help us to build an even greater future for MacEwan University. On behalf of the Board of Governors, congratulations to the class of 2016.
Thank you, Board Chair Day. And now, I would like to invite President Dr. David Atkinson to address this morning's graduands.
Distinguished platform party, members of faculty and staff, ladies and gentlemen, friends of MacEwan University, and of course, always on this occasion, our most important folk, those who are graduating today. Welcome to Convocation for the bachelor's degrees offered by the Faculty of Health and Community Studies for spring 2016, and congratulations to all of you. Convocation is when we celebrate the achievements of you, our graduates, and pause to reflect on what these accomplishments mean. It's also the event when MacEwan recognizes those who have contributed to our university in some very special way, as well as those who have made a difference in our community. We must as well thank those who have supported our graduates, family and friends, and there are many of you here today. You deserve special recognition for the assistance that you have afforded your graduate. And finally, Convocation is when we express our appreciation to all members of the MacEwan community for their efforts on behalf of our university, and especially on behalf of our students. Simply put, Convocation is the institution's most important celebration. It is our most important day, as we set aside the day-to-day challenges to recommit ourselves to our core ambition to be the very best at what we do. Now, earlier this week, we recognized the contributions of our outgoing board chair, John Day, who is stepping down after 6 years of exemplary service. It nonetheless behooves me here to recognize him once more for his dedicated service. It has, in my view, been unprecedented in my experience, and the university would not be what it is today without his leadership, his support, and his wisdom. I would ask that you all recognize our outgoing board chair. Notwithstanding the trials and traumas of history, the university has remained a dominant and potent institution that even after 1,000 years enjoys a pride of place in our community. Now, as a new university, MacEwan is just now finding its place in this remarkable history. And while we might not be Paris or Oxford or Harvard, we share in the same aspirations for our students, and especially today for you, our graduates, because you see, you are part of this larger historic continuity. Universities began as teaching institutions where our collective culture and values and traditions were protected and cultivated and passed on from one generation to another. And it's this role which I think most people identify with universities even today. Only in the 19th century did universities become institutions committed to research and innovation, and this has, over time, become an ever more dominant role for the modern university. Today, however, the two are clearly integrated. Research, innovation informs teaching, the assumption being that you, our students, are entitled to what is new and cutting edge and creative. And equally, the questions that you raise in the classroom inspire faculty to find answers and explanations. And finally, we are all connected, faculty and students alike, in the act of learning. But it remains that universities today are so much more, and that the demands placed on them are ever more increasing. Never in history has so much been known and available to be known as today, a click away on Google. And the challenge to master this information and to use it for the general good is increasingly the primary goal of a university, suffusing and influencing everything we do inside and outside the classroom. Now, we at MacEwan aspire to have provided you, our graduates, with an education that, yes, leads to a good job. We want you all to be employed. And we want you to have a life, a good life. But we must also assert our role as an institution committed to the social good, and we all must work to make the world a better place. Yes, we do this in what we teach and research, but MacEwan and you, every one of our graduates today, must embody and express in your actions this responsibility. It is this with which we specifically charge you. Attending university constitutes an enormous privilege. And with privilege comes responsibility to give back, to return to society, the society for all it has given you, to ultimately help shape it, and indeed the world generally. Now, I think we all take pride in what MacEwan represents. As a university putting its students first, recognizing as we do that you are the true agents of change. But we have a lot of things to celebrate. Our continuing commitment to the values of our namesake, Dr. Grant MacEwan, who exhorted us to make the world a better place than we found it. We celebrate the university's broad commitment to sustainability and our general recognition that everything we do must put the health of our planet first. We celebrate our recent commitment to implement the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in reaching out to our Indigenous peoples. We celebrate the university's leading role, its heightened awareness of sexual harassment. And we celebrate our institution's commitment to being an inclusive community that welcomes all and provides a supportive place for everyone to learn. But more than this, we should take pride in how the MacEwan community and examples, big and small, expresses these values. We can, of course, talk about the opening of our residences to evacuees from Fort McMurray and the special efforts of faculty and staff and students to make these people feel welcome in what was surely one of the worst moments of their lives. Like so many other Albertans, MacEwan stepped up because it was the right thing to do. Or we can talk about those who work constantly to help those in situations of need and deprivation, the faculty, staff, and students who spontaneously came together in response to the Syrian refugee crisis. Or we celebrate our student union, which for a very long time has had its own program to bring refugee students to the MacEwan campus to study. We can point to the 27-year history of MacEwan's Ukrainian Research Development Institute, which has done so much to support the development of nursing and inclusive education and democratic reform in Ukraine. Our students, our students, constantly volunteer in the community, and we should reflect with special pride on your efforts, whether it be with the MacEwan ambassadors or our MacEwan athletics teams or our many clubs. We can point to Project Hope, which stands for Hands Open to People Everywhere, which began as a MacEwan initiative and is now its own not-for-profit, which raises money and sends students to work in projects in Latin America. And of course, so many of you, part of this class, have reached out to help the homeless and the dispossessed and the disadvantaged. Now, while we can celebrate our successes, there remains much to do. The university must continue to pursue its efforts with respect to Indigenous people, and it is appropriate that we stress this priority today at this convocation held as it is during National Aboriginal Week. And similarly, while the institution has done much to be environmentally sensitive, to be a sustainable campus, it needs and must do much more in addressing what is clearly the greatest challenge of our generation. Universities for many years existed behind cloistered walls, the assumption being that they were protected from the negative influence of the outside world. This has all changed, and we must ourselves be agents for social change. This is the task which MacEwan sets for you, hoping as we do that you leave MacEwan with a heightened commitment to the social good. Now today, both this morning and this afternoon, we recognize the graduating students of the Faculty of Health and Community Studies. You, our students, have already made a choice. The professions you have chosen, the direction you have taken, are all about helping those in need, helping the young and the impressionable, being there for those who require special care, and providing support for those who are vulnerable. You and what you have studied embody the values to which we must all hold. It is as much through your heart as through your mind that you have made this choice to help others. Don't forget this, and perhaps in the future take a chance to do something different, out of the box, to help those who simply struggle with daily living. There are lots of people in need. So today, we might remember President John F. Kennedy's observation that what we seek to advance, what we seek to develop in all of our colleges and universities are educated men and women who can bear the burdens of responsible citizenship, who can make judgments about life as it is and life as it must be. This is surely the highest ambition. But having said this, we want you to take the time today to celebrate what you have achieved. You have worked hard, and we are enormously proud of your successes. We ask that you remain part of MacEwan through our Alumni Association, and we wish you well in everything you do in the future, for you see, your success is our success. And we ask that you commit, that you continue to commit to improving your community and the world. You are the future, and there is a lot that depends on it. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, President Atkinson. I would like to now call upon Dr. Gerard Belfi, Professor, Faculty of Health and Community Studies, to provide this morning's graduates with a convocation message.
Thank you, Mike. Greetings and a pleasant good morning to you all. It is truly a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you to celebrate such a wonderful occasion. To our graduate students, let me begin by offering my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. Today marks an important milestone in your life. It is a day, that marks the end of one journey in your life and the beginning of another. For life truly is and should be experienced as a series of adventures. You've worked hard to get to this point, and we've all very proud of you. Very proud of your well-deserved success. And we anticipate, with great excitement, the things that you will do in the future. Personal success, however, is a team sport. I say this because we are social beings, designed to live and to develop in relationship with one another. We've all heard of the African proverb that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it also takes a village to get students through graduation. This is in no way to suggest that you are not responsible for your own lives and your own success, but rather that you do not do it solo. We all need people to blow uplifting winds in our sails, to offer words of inspiration, to hold us accountable to what is really important in our lives, and to help us achieve our dreams, without which, where would we be? So to the parents, family members, friends, partners, and all of the other generous souls in the audience, my deepest gratitude to you for your love, encouragement, patience, and support through this journey. To my esteemed colleagues and all of the support staff at MacEwan University, who I know are very proud of you and excited as they share in the joy of your achievement. Thank you for your commitment to teaching excellence and for your consistent devotion to every student's academic success. Now, graduates, as you prepare to embark on your next journey as professionals in your fields of practice, I would like to share a few thoughts about working with people in the capacity of a helping professional that I hope will resonate with you. First, helping as a profession in all its form is relational work. By that I mean it is a personal process. At its very core, it's people who care. It is people serving others, not only with their minds, but with their hearts and souls. As such, it has as much to do with who you are as a person as it has to do with the theoretical knowledge and clinical skills that you were taught in the classroom. Great helping professionals know that. They know about the importance of the human touch. They understand the importance of authentic caring by being truly present in the company of others. And perhaps most importantly, they know the importance of being a real human being with real thoughts, real feelings, and real imperfections. If you are like me, you can probably think of at least one or two people in your lifetime that have made a real difference in your life. Those special people who just listened, made you feel accepted, understood, important, and valued. Second, great helping professionals do not think about what they do as a task or a job to be performed inside a box, but rather as an art form, with themselves as the artists and human relationships as the canvas. This is an important metaphor because what artists of all kinds thrive on is the power of creative imagination. They shake things up. They don't always follow the rules. They turn life obstacles around. And they seek out new experiences to develop their artistic abilities. They ask big questions and they take risks. They follow their passion and they view all of life as an opportunity for self-expression. There's no greater gift you can give to your profession than to honor the full power of your creative potential. On that note, I would like to share a very brief personal experience. During my first year of university teaching, I was asked to teach a course in community development. It was about halfway through the course, not feeling very satisfied that the students were really engaged. I diverted from the traditional lecture format and worked with the students to organize a neighborhood barbecue and family activity day in what was considered a high-risk neighborhood called the Hood. It was an area of the community that people would run in the other direction at the sight of a social worker. Let me say that as a rookie instructor, I took a risk by breaking with the traditional classroom instruction format, engaging students in the actual practice of community development work. It was great. Over the course of the day, hundreds of children and parents joined in the activities. One of the important lessons learned that day was the power of being real with people and a recognition that the traditional arm's-length professional relationship model might in fact be a barrier to providing help. Not something I think that can truly be understood in the classroom. And I can admit that throughout my first year of teaching, students would often say to me that my classes were different. At the time, I was quite uncertain if that was a good thing or a bad thing. But it wasn't until the last day of class that I was presented with a card with the famous quote by German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. It read, "Those who were seen dancing were thought to be mad by those who did not hear the music." Think about that. The card was an expression of their gratitude for having an instructor with the courage to take a chance to try something different. This leads to my third point, which is more of a question to you, which is, do you want to do good or do you want to do well? Because they're not the same thing. Doing well is about doing your job, essentially following the rules, getting good performance appraisals, not rocking the boat. Doing good, on the other hand, is something different. It is about having the courage to challenge the system when it fails to meet the needs of people that it was set up to serve. This is an important distinction to understand because the emphasis today on making healthcare and social service work more and more standardized can turn professional healthcare and human service workers into machines. To emphasize this point, for those Game of Thrones fans in the fan, there's a scene in season 6 where Jon Snow rises from the dead, and as he awakens, he questions his actions which led to his murder. So he says to Onion Knight Davis Seaworth, "I did what I thought was right, and I got murdered for it." Davis replied, "Good, go fail again." So doing good is about standing to fight a battle that you might lose because there's simply too much at stake. I wish for you the integrity to make the tough choices and the courage to ask others to stand with you. Finally, let me conclude by saying that to be a great helping professional, you cannot be small. You have to be as big as the values and ethical principles that define your profession. I try to practice that in my own life, and I can tell you that it is one of the most difficult things to do because you will often find yourself alone with only your internal compass to point the way forward. So as you head out of Winspear Theatre and onto your life's next great adventure, my colleagues and I wish you the very best of health, happiness, and success. We hope you will always consider yourself as part of the MacEwan community and that you will retain close ties to the university and your faculty. So it is great enthusiasm today that I no longer call you my students, but rather my colleagues. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Gerard Belfi, or as he is known by some of his students, Dr. G. For his words of wisdom and inspiration to bravely go forward and do good. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Corlett, along with Academic Governance Council Vice Chair, Mr. Chris Hancock, to their respective podiums for the presentation of graduands and the conferring of credentials.
Graduands, if you are able, may I ask you please to rise. On behalf of the faculties and schools of MacEwan University, I present these graduands and those named in the Convocation program who are not able to be with us today. I ask that they be pledged and admitted to the degrees and applied degrees which they have earned.
Thank you. So, graduates, I would ask you now to join me in the MacEwan University Graduate Pledge. And this pledge, I would like you to know, is an oath. It's an expression, it's not an expression of purpose, but what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to respond in your outside voice with the words, "I will" when I'm done. So I'm going to ask the question, will you pledge yourself to use the knowledge, experience, and the skills that you've gained at MacEwan University to serve your community and the world faithfully. Excellent. So by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the province of Alberta, and on recommendation of MacEwan University's Academic Governance Council, I admit to you the degree or the applied degree to which you're entitled and invest in you all the rights and the privileges, the powers, and the responsibilities pertaining to that credential. Now I bestow upon you this credential as a solemn trust to transform, to engage, and to improve the world from this day forth, to teach and to learn from others so that through your learning we all can flourish. Thank you. You can be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Corlett and Mr. Hancock. I would like to now invite Mr. Raymond Barry, Assistant Professor of Music, to say a few words.
In honor of our first graduating classes of the Bachelor of Communication Studies and the Bachelor of Music in Jazz and Contemporary Popular Music in the spring of 2015, a competition was held and 2 pieces were written by music students and were selected to celebrate this milestone. The intention behind these pieces is that they become a remaining legacy and that they be played at every convocation from that day forward. The first piece was written by Andrew Reed and is called Memories, and the second is called Nothing Can Stop Us, written by Sean Bessie, and it'll be played as our recession. I would encourage you to read along with the lyrics on page 9 of your program.
Be reminded of this
Thank you, Mr. Buree and the MacEwan University Big Band, and to the students who created this lasting legacy for our university. And now, our marshals will usher the graduates to the stage. The MacEwan University Big Band will play as graduates are being assembled.
I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry. I'm gonna take the town and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live, live, live till I die. They're gonna say, what a guy. I'm gonna play for the sky. Ain't gonna miss a thing. I'm gonna have a fling. I'm gonna live, live, live till I die. The blues I'll lay low, I'll make them stay low. They'll never trail over my head. I'll be a devil till I'm an angel, but until then, hallelujah, gonna dance, gonna fly. I'll take a chance riding high. Before my number's up, I'm gonna fill my cup. I'm gonna live, 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 live till I die. The blues I'll lay low, I'll make them stay low. They'll never trail over my head. I'll be a devil till I'm an angel, but until then, hallelujah, gonna dance, gonna fly. I'll take a chance riding high. Before my number's up, I'm gonna fill my cup. I'm gonna live, live, live till I die.
We will now commence with the individual presentation of our graduates. We would like to remind you that if you wish to take photos of your graduate, please come to the area at the right of the stage as we approach your graduate's name in the program. An usher will assist you to ensure the smooth flow of people in and out of this area. With the exception of those taking photos, we ask that you remain seated during the presentation out of respect for the graduates and their families. Offering congratulations to each graduate, our Board Chair Day, Mr. Hancock, Dr. Corlett, and the faculty's dean. Dr. Atkinson will present each graduate with their credential on stage. He will be assisted by Associate Registrars Mr. Tony Norad and Ms. Michelle Fraser. Off stage to your right is Brittany Petruniak, alumnus of MacEwan University. Ms. Petruniak will present each graduate with a gift on behalf of the MacEwan University alumni. I would ask you, our graduates, to return to your seats after receiving your credentials. And now, I would call upon Associate Dean Dr. Christy Raymond-Seniak, Faculty of Health and Community Studies, to present graduates.
Thank you and good morning. It can be said that it takes a MacEwan village to shape a graduate. However, equally true is that it takes our amazing MacEwan students to grow and enrich a community of faculty members, an engaged and dedicated group of faculty members seated behind me this morning. I'd like to thank them for being here with us. With that, I am proud to present to you the following candidates for degrees in the Faculty of Health and Community Studies.
And now, presenting graduates receiving the Bachelor of Child and Youth Care, Linda Ya Adoma Adjamang. Naima Ajugo. Julie Amana. Jordan Lee Andrew. Tanisha Battix. Caitlin Sarah Brown.
Peter Eric Chavez. Victoria Ashlyn Erickson. Brianna Elizabeth Lee Ewing. Caitlin Jacqueline Flack. Kaylee Dawn Forchuk. Andrea Marie Gray. Christy Lynn Hofer. Shelby Lynn Hominiuk.
Lori Mae Johnson. Amanda Ann Koretsky. Kristen Ashley Kilmarnock. Zoe Marika Kornikakis. Bailey Jean Kozitsky. Jackie Lamb. Bethany Joy Lonagar with distinction. Kimberly Louise Marshall.
Shasali Evelyn Matoe. Alana Lauren Mueller. Michelle Alexandra Sulunius. Lisa Marie Stixma with distinction. Matthew Jonathan Taylor. Nevada Kurt Towney. Natasha Adina Turner. Crystal Brianne Villeneuve. Darnell Whitaker. And lastly, Godfrey Zumuto.
And now presenting graduates from receiving the Bachelor of Psychiatric Nursing, Dana Marie Blackwell with distinction. Lastly, and now presenting graduates receiving the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Brittany Danielle Marie Arson with distinction. Anna Lauren Abel. Tennille Renee Abbott. Angel Lynn Ashilo. Charlene Natalie Rose Ages. Wendy Amono.
Renee Colette Annetz with distinction. Janine Lee Appleton. Sandeep Kaur Ajala. Abosedi Ibernyoki Ayodele. Elsie Nicole Baker. Natalie Ray Barra with distinction. Casey Marie Barner.
Chelsea Ann Bates. Megan Alexandra Bateup with distinction. Lauren Amy Beatty. Julie Marie Bennett with distinction. Bryce Alexander Bazoyan. Marley Botha. Susanna Rose Burke. Jennifer Grace Brenice. Rochelle Justine Brost.
Amanda Irene Bunziak. Catherine Hilda Burnham. Lindsay Marie Bush. Julie Lenore Cameron. Chelsea Christina Campbell. Taryn Alicia Campbell. Jessie Marie Arlene Cartwright. Tristan John Mario Castillo.
Mary Frances Kavanaugh. Kylie Chen. Tamara Lee Clement. Michelle Dawn Kosh. Chelsea Ann Collins. Janelle Ray Collin. Ashley Erin Kopich. Rada Marika Christiu.
Denise Martha Rodina Curry-Monson. Vanessa April DeRoca. Chantel Irene de Klerk. Brooklyn Nicole Dell. Maria Sydney Demers. Amanda Therese DeRocca. Jenica Noel Dixon. Bernadette Abby Interland Domingo. Brooke Dawn Dubray.
Catherine Heather Duperon. Stephanie Linnea Durant. Bailey Paige Diziwenko. Genevieve Bisaka Egan. Carmen Christina Egeman. Sarah Marie Elder with distinction. Jennifer Dawn Engerdahl. Taylor Jade Fedosky.
Cassandra Michelle Fix. Megan Lee Foley. Marina Christine Francis. Victoria Patricia Furlong. Hannah Elizabeth Kathleen Gable with distinction. Kaylee Elaine Gartner. Gabrielle Lauren Gervais. Janelle Rayanne Gervais. Kirsten Jean Gibson. Dale Ricky Albert Giffen.
Bianca Lynn Golob. Katina Graf Dunseith. Gintana Ann Hamaluk. Bailey Jane Hamilton. Vanessa Elise Harris. Nancy Bin Ho. Julia Nu Tao Hoang. Krista Nicole Holowecha. Janessa Lynn Hollock. Courtney Alexander Hydry.
Caitlin Lee Hiska. Alicia Nichelle Jack. Shreya Jan. Annette Gilo Jallo. Janae Marie Jameson. Carissa Joelle Janice Jakes. Shayla Shanice A. John. Haley Jessica Ann Johnson. Nicole Elaine Johnson. Megan Lindsay Kadatz with distinction.
Maria Coraline Kierstead with distinction. Chanel Marie Kelly. Natasha Louisa King. Monica May Neller. Krista Sue Ann Cobsey. Danielle Jacqueline Cody with distinction. Laura Michelle Kohler. Janelle Leanne Craben with distinction. Sarah Frances Krenka.
Jamie Lee Locker. Christiane Joanne Lafond. Stephanie Roberta Lagos. Jade Danielle Lineker. Alexandra Sarah Loffelman. Riley J. Lyken. Chelsea Ray McCallum. Mackenzie Marie McNeil Curry. Sherilee Lynn Marcil.
Paige Kristen Martin. Cassidy Delmarie Mason. Danielle Marie Mercier. Angela Lori Meyer. Cole Jordan Miller. Nikki Lee Milliken. Shara Janelle Minorovich. Natalie Rose Morick. Mackenzie Grace Morin. Haley Lynn Murphy. Jenny Lee Dawn Nadolski.
Amy Lee Nasland. Alana Joyce Nickel. Devin Rose Olson. Amber Dawn Honestchuk. Niall Allen Osborne. Maya Pasek. Deanna Christine Patterson. Rachel Denise Petty. Megan Vivian Phipps. Erin Renee Pichet with distinction.
Tabitha Lynn Plessock. Darren Y. Seng Poon. Danielle Teresa Postma. Christina Joyce Powell. Bonnie Quach. Dana Ann Quadjaber. Sandra Marie Ratcher. Mina Rai. Hannah Stephanie Reed.
Antoinette Marguerite Richard. Therese Maria Angelica Rodriguez. Brooke Caitlin Romagnac. Nicole Louise Jean Ruzicka. Svetlana Alexandra Sagatova. Shailene Sansok. Marie-Christine Schmidt. Omar Siddiqui. Jazkiran Kaur Sidhu.
Natasha Rose Squarek. Tasha Janelle Smith. Tori Dakota Smith. Abigail Marie Soley. Marilyn Chaizin Son. Elise Page Suku. Chelsea Tricia Sapatic. Rochelle Leah Spence. Lauren Marie Steele. Brittany Taylor Stefanitz.
Tara Robin Steinke. Stephanie Lauren Strome. Sarah Christina Sulls. Julia Frances Swainson. Nicholas Leo Swoboda. Crystal Lynn Tanner. Cassandra Paulette Thiessen. Ashley Lynn Horstensen. Christine Marie Truber.
Camille Johanna Schabold with distinction. Christy Marie Turner. Charlene Eitvlucht. Brittany Lois Van Tienen with distinction. Carolyn Fabienne Lise van der Meulen. Jennifer Vu. Amber Lynn Ward. Jessica Ann Wells. Selena Sharon Irene Whalen. Cynthia Cat Wild.
Tracy Lynn Wing. Brianne Marie Wishart. Delaney Jade Wolski with distinction. Marlene Joy Woodcox. And lastly, Brendan Avery Whitowich. And now presenting graduates receiving the Bachelor of Applied Human Services Administration. Erica Akomea. Honorata Promiak. Diane Florence McGill with distinction. And lastly, Nikki Schwarzenberger.
Get some ripples.
I would also like to acknowledge Cassandra Lee Anderson, who's to be graduating today with her Bachelor of Science in Nursing with distinction. She isn't able to make it here today, but I would like to say we wish you well, and I look forward to seeing you soon. I know she's live streaming, so I hope that she heard that. I now present to you those graduates from the Faculty of Health and Community Studies, unable to be present, whose names are listed in the program.
Thank you, Dr. Raymond Seniak. We'll just wait a moment for everyone to return to their seats. This concludes the presentation of our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause acknowledging our graduating class of 2016! And now I would like to invite Dr. Raymond Seniak to present the Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence for the Faculty of Health and Community Studies.
In each faculty and school at MacEwan University, we recognize the students whose academic efforts have propelled them to the top of their class. The Dean's Medal is the highest academic honor that may be granted by a faculty and recognizes the exemplary success of individual students within an area of study. One award may be granted in a certificate or diploma program and one award in a degree program. I am pleased to award the Dean's Medal to a student who has exemplified excellence both academically and through a strong commitment to the profession of psychiatric nursing. Could I please ask Dana Blackwell to join me at the podium? Now I get talked about you. Dana first obtained her diploma in psychiatric nursing from MacEwan University in June of 2014. Following completion of that credential, she was one of the first students to be admitted to the Bachelor of Psychiatric Nursing program in September 2014. Today, Dana graduates with a Bachelor of Psychiatric Nursing, the very first such degree awarded at MacEwan University. There's more. Dana has demonstrated a sincere passion for psychiatric nursing and natural leadership abilities as evidenced in her volunteer work spanning community and international settings. Her active participation on the department's Academic Advisory Council and the numerous psychiatric nursing program activities at MacEwan are only two of the many ways she contributes to spread that enthusiasm what it means to be a psychiatric nurse. To be honest, who needs marketing when you have such strong student advertising through an extraordinary example such as Dana? In her own words, Dana emphasized that people need each other to optimize their health. She has applied her exemplary leadership, her knowledge, and embraced the opportunity to support the health of those who are most vulnerable. This year's Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence in a degree program for the Faculty of Health and Community Studies is awarded to our very first distinguished Bachelor of Psychiatric Nursing graduate, Ms. Dana Marie Blackwell. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Raymond Seniak, and congratulations, Dana. I would like to ask Dr. Corlett to please present the Distinguished Teaching Award.
Could I ask Holly Simmons-Brown to join me at the podium, please? Her students and colleagues seem to have picked the right person. W.H. Auden, the writer, said that a professor is someone who talks in somebody else's sleep. Not here. The mission of MacEwan University is to provide an unparalleled undergraduate education. Our faculty dedicate themselves to their students in a way that is frankly all too rare in the modern post-secondary system. Teaching excellence is everywhere to be found at MacEwan. And yet each year, even in an environment suffused with outstanding teachers, there are professors who, according to their students and their faculty peers, rise above even the very high standard we have long set. Recipients of a Distinguished Teaching Award connect with, engage, and inspire students in the learning process, create a positive learning environment, use innovative teaching methods, and model professional attitudes and values. Among this year's 4 winners of a Distinguished Teaching Award is Professor Holly Simmons-Brown from the Department of Nursing Science in the Faculty of Health and Community Studies. Now, if you're like me, you have probably asked yourself, why in nursing education is there not more rap and hip hop? Well, Holly is your expert source on how to do that. Are you going to rap for it? No. Okay, jazz hands are good. Her classes resonate with the innovative and the unusual, with the breaking of tradition, with the understanding that nursing is a profession not only of the expert practice of skill, but of the transformation of people's lives. Please join me in congratulating Professor Simmons-Brown on her outstanding contribution to healthcare education, to student learning, and to making MacEwan University a very special place for undergraduate study.
I would like to now ask Ms. Brittany Petruniak, alumni representative, to provide you, our newest members of the MacEwan University alumni, with her welcome message.
Good morning, family, friends, and most importantly, graduates. Today we celebrate years of your hard work that has brought you to this stage. While I know there were days where you were thinking, how am I going to get through this? You did. And you didn't just get through that day, the semester, or the years. You succeeded, and you accomplished a goal, and a dream. Moving forward from today, the late night studying and the 8 a.m. classes will be forgotten. But your time spent making a difference in your life and in those around you will stay with you forever. The relationships you have built with new friends and the mentors are yours to keep as you move forward to your next chapter in life. You are part of a larger family now. You are joining a community that is making a difference in our city and around the world. You are MacEwan alumni. Wear this title proudly because you are different from other graduates. You have the distinct experience of building a culture and a city. You brought life to our community. It is because of your ambitions and drive to succeed that our city is changing. You have not just been a part of MacEwan's legacy, you are the legacy. As you move on, know that your time at MacEwan has prepared you to not just get by, but to truly live life. Know you have the knowledge to succeed in pursuing your dreams. MacEwan alumni have the courage to pursue nothing short of excellence. And as you continue on your travels, don't forget to stay in touch. We want to hear about your success and where your journeys have taken you. After all, we're family. In the spirit of Dr. J.W. Grant MacEwan's mission of giving back, I would like to leave you all with the words of Albert Pine that have guided me through my journey at MacEwan and still do today. What we do for ourselves dies with us. What we do for others and the world remains and is immortal. Congratulations, graduates. Today is for you.
Thank you, Ms. Petriniak, for your warm and enthusiastic welcome. This brings us to the closing moments of our ceremony, after which alumni and their families are invited to join us for a celebration in the foyer. At this time, I would like to invite all graduates to express their appreciation to the people who have supported them throughout their educational journey. And to help you in that, I would ask faculty members, please rise. Faculty members. Graduates, a round of applause. And of course, an important part of the support and help you received on your educational journey came from your family and friends. Family and friends of graduates, please rise. I would ask you to please stand. Family and friends, you need to stretch, I'm sure. Please rise. Graduates, a round of applause for family and friends. And of course, in turn, and the reason why we are here, I would invite audience, faculty, and staff to join me in congratulating our graduating class of 2016! Board Chair Day, I invite you to close convocation.
Thank you, Mike. Well, congratulations to each of our graduates, and let me say I want to thank you as graduates for teaching me what it means to be an engaged student. We know this is a special day, and we encourage each of you to celebrate its importance with family and friends. Allow me to express on behalf of everyone here appreciation to all the MacEwan University volunteers who helped to make today such a great success. All of us at MacEwan are exceedingly proud of the achievements of each and every one of our graduates. I think we would all agree that this has been an event to remember. I now ask that everyone please stand and remain standing during the playing of our legacy recessional composed by Mr. Sean Bessie, and kindly wait until the graduates have left the performance chamber before you exit. Mace bearer, University Registrar, will you please lead the recessional? I hereby declare this convocation closed.